DRG 박수호, 임팩트 김준현, 큐어 김동. 아프리카 TV 브레이크업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 1 코드 S 쇼다운.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to go to our second best of three. This is Impact versus Cure. We just wrapped up Zest versus DRG. Zest looking just phenomenal as he has been looking throughout 2020, but I'm actually very excited to see how DRG played in game one, because you can see he's really good. He just needs to sand down the edges of his game.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a player that can really perform here. Now, Impact versus Cure, these are two guys that have kind of been in the same position for a long period of time, in that they are both really respected and really strong, but are not winning GSLs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of thought, all right, in years to come, both these guys are going to be the very, very, very best of their races, and it hasn't quite happened yet. They're certainly not bad.
Yeah.
But
Impact has risen as high as like a top 4 Zerg.
Yes.
And I would say right now you have to consider Cure a top 4 Terran.
Yes, I agree with that.
But although I would not consider Impact a top 4 Zerg at this moment.
Yes. I think all of that is completely spot on. But a lot of people thought Cure was going to be the best Terran. A lot of people were saying Impact is on the road to becoming the best Zerg. I don't think their stories are done yet. But let's see how they do here in GSL Code S now that we're finally back after like 6 months of no GSL Code S. You know, the meta is different. Everybody's skill is different. Some players have been more active than others. Yes, all of that weighing in here. But going into this, Impact versus Cure, I think there's a chance that either of these players win, that either advance out of this group. I think you look at Zest, you expect him to for sure get out. Everything else kind of up in the air. Anyways, game one is ready. Let's go.
전투 준비 완료. 퍼포먼스로 앞서가다. LG 울트라 기어와 넘버원 에너지 드링크 핫식스가 이번 전투를 지원한다고. 팀 LP 임팩트 김준현. 드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 큐어 김동.
So, looking at this match, Impact, he's still a good Zerg, still very aggressive overall. I think that he's, compared to the rest of the players, he's not as highly ranked as he was maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Around the time he won that VSL, he was really coming up. But Cure is, like, hitting that next level, where you have to consider him a top 4 Terran. You know, Byun's in the military, Gumiho just left the military, and like after the 3 horsemen that remain, like this is the guy, you know?
Yeah. And
in fact, might even be better shaped than TY. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I always think
that's like kind of sacrilegious, because TY is like basically my favorite player ever, but Cure, I feel like, is having as good or better play. Well, TY is not playing as many online things as Cure, so it's maybe a little bit biased.
TY's head is played a little bit full here as well. I mean, he's casting right now.
It takes so much out of us to show up 2 nights a week.
This is he is at sort of a transitional period here, right? I mean, he's been very successful as a caster in Korea. There is, decisions that have to be made on where you prioritize that, In all truth, I mean, we've been casting for a long time, but right when you get into it, it's a pretty big undertaking. So I'm curious to see where TY is going to go as time passes, because he's also such an accomplished pro gamer. I mean, playing on stage at the highest level is pretty natural to him,
Yeah, Cure is someone I expect to do well in GSL overall this year. I expect him to be at the World Championship next year. expecting a lot of things out of him.
SCV ready.
So here comes the Reapers pushing in. I don't think we're going to see much damage done from here.
Yeah, they're softening up that Queen as much as possible right now, but you never really expect it to go down.
Well, he did drive that Queen away, so he's going to try to come in here and just get a few more Ling kills. I mean, you'll take whatever you can get at this point in the game. Usually this is the least impactful engagement, I think, out of any matchup.
Well, a single Reaper is one hand clapping, you know. Two, though, suddenly you get some noise.
Wow, yeah.
Ooh,
oh my god, he
got
actually got the Queen, which is very surprising.
Yeah.
Wow. And, you know,
5 Lings and a Queen, not so bad.
No, not bad at all. Cure has a good history against Impact here, but that's a little bit unexpected. Whenever you see a big kill like that, even with 2 Reapers, it's wow. Now we've got Banshee and Cloak inbound here. And it doesn't look like there's an Overlord position to try to scout this right away. We just have one Overlord set up over the natural expansion here. By the way, the pressure will continue here.
Yeah, not going to be able to get too much done, though. All these Queens are full health at the moment. This Overlord diving in, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, he will come in here and get this. Now his Cloak just going to be canceled. There's always that mind game where you scout it, it's like, well, we're still not entirely sure.
If you scout it, I think you have to counter it somewhat, you know?
Yeah.
We've seen occasionally people try not to.
Yeah, but when that backfires,
you're like, oh yeah, no, I did scout that it was being made.
You end up mind gaming yourself a little bit too much.
No one's fault but my own.
Maybe a little bit of an overextension there by Cure. Come in here and try to get some more kills there on those workers, not getting too much. And this is looking to be, at least for the starting point here, a fairly slow game. The Terran with some pretty modest harass coming in. We've got 2 Evo chambers coming down, matching the 2 E-bays over here on the Terran side of the map. So, I mean, things are looking to go into a macro game for both these guys.
See what these Banshees can actually get done. This has been very common, pooling the 2.
We were talking about, you know, in the previous game, how Protoss kind of needs to push to win. It's unusual to see wins with anything other than the Protoss overcoming the Zerg. As a Zerg is either, you know, whether the Zerg's all-inning and you're just defending it, or the Zerg is trying to tech up and you're just trying to stop him before he gets out of control. TVZ is quite different. I mean, we see Terrans hold their own in the late game against Zergs at times. I mean,
we have as of late. Like on this new patch, it's been definitely the patch before this. It was Zerg favored super late game, but right now we've been having a lot of good late games.
And this also means that in the very, very end game, we need to look at the parts of the map that we pay virtually no attention to at all in the early game. You know, about can you keep this base safe over here? Is it pushable from either side? And then what kind of unit composition are we going to have for both sides? For instance, if the Zerg goes for, let's say they go for Broodlords, right? Not mobile.
Yeah.
Right, and then then, you know, it becomes one side gets one half of the map, the other side gets the other, versus something where, you know, you're trying to have a more spread out amount.
By the way, a lot of drone kills, 9 kills.
Yeah,
not bad.
Cure, this is similar to the Zest game where Zest just kept getting kills with the Oracles and anything else he poked in with. Same thing for Cure here. I mean, we'll have to see when the actual push comes, but usually this points to the Terran push probably being stronger and more difficult to hold. I mean, when you're killing off that many workers, the Zerg has to remake those workers, but at the same time still have enough to defend.
Well, he's moving out towards that 4th base. He's getting very close. The 1-1 upgrade's just barely not done. Baneling speed only just started. This hatchery's going to get canceled. 100% Just look at that. Very nice from Cure. Double armory. That has to be a mistake.
Yeah, I don't know what...
Because he
goes into mech from here. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, no, I just wanted 1-1 Marines really quick into mech.
Be like that old StarCraft 1 build. Now he's going to push forward here. Is this an overextension? Now remember, he already took out the 4th base. Sometimes you can just go back and try to defend, but in this case it appears that he's just going to try to keep pushing forward here. No. Okay. Cure does turn around.
Yeah. As expected. You can't really get
Can't.
anything more done there.
It's
Now,
one of the easiest ways to lose a game is when you've already done enough damage and you're like, I'm gonna go kill.
yeah. It's like, dude, just save your units.
Chill out,
what
man.
are we doing?
Okay, great control here. Oh, so good by Cure. So even though he lost a tank, the number of banelings that were shot that did not connect with any of their targets, so good.
Definitely worthwhile.
And 2 medevacs still get out. They can reunite with the rest of the new units that have been manufactured over here on Cure's side of the map.
Tell you what, the one thing Kier has really done well, aside from cancel that 4th base, he has pushed that creep spread back so far, Tasteless. He killed an initial queen. He pushed back creep spread. Look at the creep spread.
Yeah, this is very different from like when we saw
2010 creep spread.
Yeah. Okay, this push though pretty lackluster. It seems like Kier was did not quite have his screen in the right spot at the right time, losing a lot of that infantry. Even though he had a good setup for a strong push, he ended up really not doing anything with the next part of that. But you're totally right with the creep Artosis. I mean, the creep spread is nowhere to be seen. So if Terran gets siege tanks and Marines in a good spread and gets in range of the hatchery, I don't think that Zerg can actually fight this off. So we might see this as a game where Cure just comes out and keeps denying the 4th base over and over, which is a really straightforward way for a Zerg to lose a game.
Yeah, that's definitely probably the earliest, most straightforward way.
Right.
Now, Cure did drop off a bunch of units down at the bottom around 6 o'clock. Here he goes. He's actually stemming up while the mutas are counterattacking him a little bit. I don't think those mutas are going to do all that much, but he's removing some more creep. 2
really
is going to
one-
be done here, too.
We only have 1 upgrade on the Evo chamber.
Yeah, that's a
This
bit
is
weird.
not Impact's best game, I think.
Things are going wrong, for sure. Oh, look at that. The banelings coming up towards those Marines that were running down to help out. Impact does eliminate that couple groups of Marines there.
Now, I feel like Cure, as this game continues to move on, it just seems like he's playing a better game here.
Yeah.
And the upgrades are not, coming out like they're supposed to. Because here's ground Carapace level 2, but no attack, which is obviously not intentional. You have 2 Evo chambers. There's no skipping the.
You do want the +2. Like,
Yeah.
the Carapace is a more important upgrade,
Yeah.
but, I mean, you definitely want that extra baneling damage, that extra Zergling damage.
Right.
Well, a good amount of mutas being made, so maybe Impact can find some way to get those to pay off right now. Very similar supplies, making me very nervous for Impact.
Yeah. The mutas, I think, are a great idea, but I don't think there's going to be any lacking anti-air anywhere now because they've already, attacked in a couple times, and after they've attacked in those few times, if the Terran's worth anything as far as their skill goes, they'll be able to defend it, and then it means now it's going to come down to this attack. Thor going to be incorporated in here as well. Cure, pretty nice control, actually does manage to save most of those Marines. Got to be careful not to overextend in that moment. We do have a counterattack. I mean, you're going to get the wall up in time. He does not.
Oh, this might be able to do something. He actually goes after those mines immediately with the Mutalist, surrounds absolutely everything. In the meantime, it looks like he's going to lose his hatchery and all of his banelings.
But this counterattack here by Impact doing quite a bit of damage. There's barely enough squeaking out from these barracks to maybe try to fight these mutas off.
Oh,
that Thor
the
is
Thor.
a very convenient time for that Thor to pop out here.
Thor is here. You like my, my Thor impression?
Yes. Now, we're watching this, but I think if we go back, to this attack over here, I mean, this is a lot. Actually, we're going to get to a weird base trading situation.
Yeah.
I think Terran has a little bit more, but, Cure is not quite on top of moving his units at times. This kind of shows why he's the 4th best Terran, or the 5th best Terran, you know? It's not like Innovation where he always is splitting all the time. It looks like an AI is playing when Innovation's playing.
It seems like there might be enough left here to really put the nail in the coffin. The Baneling's rolling up, coming in with a big Zergling flank, but not all at once, kind of in a single file line. So Cure being about as efficient as you can get. Muta's coming back as well.
And he's going to have to retreat with the medevacs. Unfortunately, the Thor was being held by the weakest medevac there.
Yeah.
And so he had to drop it, and that means that Thor is going to go down as well. And I got to say, even though I thought that, after all the little victories that we had come here from Cure, I feel as though Impact has really stabilized in this game, and now this game is much more Cure problems than Impact's. Impact has a superior supply. He's got map control. I think if he can get another attack coming up here, maybe even on this 4th,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Then
Like,
again, he did miss that attack upgrade.
And he has
It's
a
3-3.
good drone count. Yeah, the 3-3 though, I think that's where the
Yeah.
big story is here. This, like, generally in bio against Ling Bane Muta, 3-3 is the death sentence for Zerg, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any different here. Like, that's a lot of Marauders to kind of tank back Baneling shots, and like a lot of Marines here to deal the damage. And that's exactly how that goes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, again, you know, Cure coming in here, I feel like he's made a lot of the right decisions. You know, he just seems to lack a little bit with these massive armies that he needs to control, you know? He doesn't quite split as well.
Yeah, he could do like a little bit more, I guess, micro-wise with some of these armies, but
It just seems like these fights are
gotta hand it
much
to
closer.
Impact. He's breaking through much better than I thought he would. I thought that Cure was actually going to be able to take it there.
Yeah, well, I mean, despite the bumpy early game, it does seem like Impact is just pretty ferocious, man. He's just really fighting back hard here.
Well, he's definitely got a bit of a better economy and macroing out Ling Bane Muta like mad. Cure has a 4th base up now, floating over for a 5th. So still liking his position, especially due to these upgrades.
So, again, Impact just sitting on all these bases. We've seen him hold off a lot of attacks. The question is, can he counterattack and actually take out the 2 12 o'clock bases? That's probably one of the most important things to watch for here in this game is you can really see... Okay, now hold up. I love this coming in here and hitting around where the rally points are.
Yeah, look at that. He's trying to get rid of these. There are planetaries at those, as you call them, 12 o'clock bases. Maybe we should call them big hand 12 o'clock and little hand 12 o'clock.
I like that, yes.
Yeah. So runs past big hand 12 o'clock to the side.
He was attacking the minute hand there, but the hour hand is still in good shape.
Yeah, well, it's already got its planetary up.
That's true. Okay, so again, Impact just continuing to take this attack. We need to see, though, can he switch from holding off attacks and harassing to actually counter-attacking full-on, you know, taking out bases, not just harassing, and barely winning fights.
This is kind of a small army. He's got a lot of medevacs in here. Obviously, he's still got those fantastic upgrades.
The upgrades are still really bad here for Zerg, considering. And so even if Cure continues to control poorly, it seems like Impact will probably come out on top as time passes.
Trying to take out this Thor. Magic Box in those mutas, but not quite enough. Has to fly away. This army now is getting very big from here, and I do not think that he's going to be able to hold this. Look at the larva count. It's like not even high enough.
GG.
Right. So Cure ends up taking game 1. Impact makes it pretty close. Makes it a pretty good game, but it felt like Cure was better pretty much throughout. Not perfect by any means, but better.
You know, there's a lot to point out in that game of the difference there between like Maru or Innovation and Cure or our other top Zerg players. You know, like Rogue. I know he just got eliminated, but when you watch Rogue's late game, there's a cleanness to it that I think we saw lacking. That was a fun game to watch and to cast because it was so back and forth. But, you know, Impact late on the upgrades, Cure not splitting. There's a real art form to making sure you're moving your army at the right time and watching it at the right time and then going back and macroing and making depots and all that. Because 1 or 2 misplays, especially in StarCraft 2, and it's like, oh, that was 4 Banelings connecting with all your infantry. The whole game led up to this moment, and you blew it. So, back and forth game. Let's see what happens on map 2, which is going to be on Zen. Right now, Cure with a 1-0 lead.
전투 준비 완료. 팀 LP 임팩트 김준혁. 드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 큐어 김도우.
Cool. Zen has been getting vetoed a fair amount so far, but not here. In fact, Impact's map choice. See if he has anything special planned for it. It plays, you know, a little bit differently than some of these other maps. I mean, you have that second little entrance with a double mineral block, right? So you got to put like a depot there or something. Maybe that's like something he's looking at to try to abuse. We haven't seen him play in that first game quite as aggressively as maybe we're used to, right?
Yeah.
But he plays macro games too. It's not fair to completely box him in the
Yeah, we don't want to typecast him too much, but it's obvious that Impact is more than comfortable doing something very aggressive early on, trying to really seize control of the game. But you're right, he can macro. It's unfair to be like, say he's cheesy or anything like that.
He plays some pretty good macro games. He puts some pretty good ones out.
But I think we saw some of his weaknesses in that last game. You know, the upgrades being off. He had enough bases. There's no reason that you're not going to be getting those upgrades.
Yeah, I think the missing +2 melee, maybe he just didn't have enough money when he pressed it and then didn't realize that happens, you know?
Yeah, that's how you lose games, though. It's like,
Oh,
you don't have the upgrade. It's, I mean, I get it.
That is.
It happens to everybody where there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. You have two upgrading buildings, like 2 eBays, and then you go back and go, oh my god, I thought, okay. But even when 3-3, he didn't get that either. It would never even started. It's like you had the upgrades, it just stopped. Like there was too many moving parts in that game, and Impact, I think, mentally kind of that got tossed out of the machine, of the workings of the machine there, you know. And it was just he was getting up to 6 bases at a point in time, still wasn't upgrading. And frankly, I think that Cure's attacks, some of them were so, I guess, sloppy, for lack of a better word, that I think if Impact had better upgrades, he might have been able to push back even further, you know.
Yeah. Like,
3-3 is really strong against,
no, that's
you know, 1-2.
Oh, it's ridiculous. We
Yeah.
have 3 upgrades, it's game ending. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh my god, are we going to have another queen killed here?
Possibly. It's put a lot of damage.
By the way, I
on
love
it.
this opening here by Cure. Very cool.
Really slowing down that third base.
So this is really a frustrating moment here as Impact wants to get that third up immediately. 14 links, by the way, being made. Now he's getting link speed as well here, but I want to see if there's a possibility that he does even more aggression from this. Trying to punch back even harder.
Base
Yeah,
is under attack.
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Like, I feel like it's actually a little bit hard to properly attack Terran early as Zerg.
It seems like it.
Like, there's sneaky things you can do, like running your Lings around a Reaper or something. I mean, you can try to mix in some of these Roach Ravager attacks, but as soon as you don't have that high ground vision, things just go to hell, right?
Right.
So, feels like, you know, his ZVZ and ZVP may be a little bit better for his aggression.
Somehow this depot's
Yeah,
not going
depot
to
is
die.
so
What is
funny.
going on? I guess now we know exactly how many SCVs you need to have and exactly how many links you need to have to keep that at like 1 HP.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
And have it not move at all.
Yeah, when this game first came out, I was really excited about drop-down supplies.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, it fixed supply blocks and stuff, and in Brood War, you used to always wall in with depots and stuff.
Sure.
So one of my very first games, I was playing as Terran, and someone was attacking my depot at my wall, so I dropped down supplies just assuming it would up the health, because why would it never not up the health? And it doesn't, and it just died, and I'm like, oh no. I was just thinking of that watching this.
So funny. Okay.
It should up the health, though. Like, come on.
I think it would make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
You're like
what's
literally
so
adding
funny?
stuff onto the building.
You know, it's a funny fact. There's a creep colony. In StarCraft 1, creep colony is 400 HP. A sunken colony is 300.
Yeah.
So you can be attacking that, and then when it turns from that, it just takes 100 health off. So you can get it to like 105 health. And then when it finishes, it has 5 health.
Yeah.
You just have one
That's the
probe
right way to do
attacking it,
it.
and it just explodes.
It's so funny watching him go up and then be like, oh, back out.
No. Okay, double eBay again.
Spire is going to be finishing up pretty quickly here.
And there's no Evo chambers, correct? For
I
Zerg?
don't believe he has his Evo chambers
don't
yet. I
see
think
any.
this is a straight up a Mutalisk Rush.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There's his Evos coming up now. And you know what? The Evos are in plenty of time. Okay, the Reaper actually gets in, sees everything.
Yeah.
Quite the scout.
SCV ready.
I'll just stop here.
you know, seeing that mutas are going to be on the way, seeing the timing of those evolution chambers as well, definitely a good thing for Kier. It would be nice for him to start a turret, I think. Oh, there you go. He has started them. See what these mutas get done.
Okay, here they come now. Now Stim's about to finish over here. And I don't know, man. I mean, let's see what if he can get it much done here. I mean, it can kind of go either way here. It looks like the anti-air defense is good enough that he can probably hold off these mutas no problem. You know, there's a little bit of trading there, but better to lose Marines than to lose SCVs. And then let's see what this Banshee gets done.
Probably not too much, right? Well, 2 drones, 3 drones, 4 drones, 5 drones.
I'm surprised he didn't pull that away.
Yeah, 4 drones, not bad actually, considering there's mutas out. Your Banshee's not going to get much more done than that. Okay, only getting the Carapace upgrade once again, even though he made 2 evos. So maybe a bit of a mistake there as well.
Seems like the third base for Terran should be set up pretty easily here. Wait. Armor. 2 eBays here, or 2 evos here though.
Yeah.
Now one's going to finish here for the eBays.
Well, I mean, things are looking pretty decent here for Kira. Impact trying to get hyper aggressive here with the mutilating. Hey, this was actually quite a nice move.
Yeah, and here come the Marines now coming back to try to defend this.
That was good, yeah. He wiped out some SCVs, a decent amount of Marines, a siege tank in there, and he's only losing Lings so far. Really not bad. Look at that, picks off a siege tank. I feel like I'm watching Brood War mutas right now with the Lings. Just running in, assassinating a little bit, running out.
Yeah, that was the damage he needed to do. 2-2, by the way, starting up over here. Just Carapace level 1 and centrifugal hooks about to finish. There's a reason why we don't say it like that. Now, can Terran actually get across the map here and push the 4th? This is the moment that the Terran's been looking for. Some opening to come in here and try to do some damage. It seems like Terran's taken enough of a beating, and there's enough mutas out on the map, and when there's enough mutas out on the map that, like, you usually can't get away easily, they're likely to end up shooting down some of your medevacs. Kira's going to have to be careful here. We saw in Game 1 he was a little bit sloppy, and you know, he's going to have very good control on these attacks if he's going to come out on top, because right now Zerg is a little bit ahead in supply, and the army's looking pretty tough.
Yeah, this is really interesting. He's getting like +2 Mutalisk attack right away. It seems like this really is his strategy, and he is finally getting that melee attack upgrade now. So it seems like that was a mistake earlier on. It would be really weird to make 2 evos and be like, I only want 1 upgrade.
Yeah, well, this is what's weird is this is the second time we've had something weird happen where it's like, okay, you got 2 at the same time and then upgraded out of 1.
Everyone has something that always goes wrong.
Yeah.
What is it for you, Tasis? What is it that you tell to build or whatever, or tell to upgrade that just never starts?
Usually it's the most important spell that I need, like recall or something, as I'm flying in with my Arbiter trying to recall in their army, and I'm like, I didn't get it, and then the Arbiter dies, but I didn't notice until it actually got in there.
Under attack.
Well, for Impact, it's his melee upgrade.
Yeah. Well, it's just such a weird cast. I was actually like almost reluctant to call because I'm thinking like, am I missing something here? But yeah, both games he's missed that.
No counterattack. Oh my god. And while Vakir was microing against the counterattack, he comes in with his full army. For some reason, there's a drone up at that base too. Big drop in the main base.
I love the drone hitting the depot here. Now there's enough mutas out. I think this is going to be chased away pretty easily. I don't know what's going on with this push at the top. We're going to have to get a shot of that in a second here, because Terran's doing something. There's been a back and forth up there, which is where the mutas' attentions have been. Right now, there's just 1 drone. Maybe he'll be able to take out the rest of this base here.
Imagine. That is so funny. I don't know how. He must have drag selected Lings or something, and a drone just happened to get picked up. All right, the muta's coming back, so he will deal with that, but Kier hitting elsewhere. His muta's way out of position, his Ling's way out of position. This base might fall.
Yeah, now it's really important that Impact keeps this base alive over here, because there's no base that's been up and running for that long, and you can't have a 3-base Zerg versus a 3-base Terran for too long. Oh my god, the tank stays alive. That's 2 tanks doing splash damage to the next wave that'll try to come in here and defend this. I think this hatchery's going to go down. I love he's going to dive in here, take out these drones.
Everything looking really rough right now for Impact. Maybe a counterattack is what's needed. In fact, Kier's reinforcements turned around and went home. So I think he's reading this correctly, that he's good to go as long as he just doesn't die right now.
Yeah, this is great play here. So 2 bases down at the bottom, where Impact's going to try to expand over there. I think the only thing that Impact really has going for him at this point in time is a large amount of mutas. Where if he gets those Lings and the mutas over there at the right spot at the right time with the Banes, maybe he can pull something off. The army that was pulling away is now going to get ambushed here, and this is a good play here by Impact.
Yeah,
Cleans that up.
That's
And actually
so
the
important.
medevacs, the medevacs had to go down because there was no direct beeline to get over there, so he's going to get every medevac. And I'll tell you what, this really evens the game out in a lot of ways. And I think if Terran gone back and regrouped, powered up a little bit more and pushed again, this game would already be close to over. But now with Zerg taking a big victory back there, looking a lot like it could go either way.
Dude, I got to tell you what, I think that you can look at Impact's play and say a lot of this might not be considered optimal Zerg versus Terran, but if this isn't one of the more fun styles that we are watching, Ling Muta, lots of counterattacks, he's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's very
picking
tactical.
apart. Yeah, he's like forcing him to stay home, then going back across and cleaning up the army. It actually, the way he's playing looks very much like StarCraft 1 Zerg vs. Terran.
It really does.
It really, really does.
Ling and Muta coming in here and just trying to hit where the Terran is not, and really trying to punish the Terran for having any movement at all.
And then regrouping his army to kill off what's on the map is just very well done from
I'm
Impact.
still confused about the upgrade situation, though. That's odd that it
Well,
happens
he messed it up.
Yeah, but 2 games in a row?
Yeah. I told you, everyone has a thing that they mess up a lot.
What is the thing that you mess up a lot?
I can't get my comm stats to hotkey.
Oh, really?
I'll play half the game with only 1 comm stat hotkey, the other one's at 200. All the time. Every day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I've also had it where I'm doing a lot of damage with the Reaver, and then I just lose it. And I'm like, okay.
Well, that's just being bad taste.
Unlike not being able to hotkey a comm stat. My bad.
Yeah. I know, that's what I said. Okay, Ultras are out right now. Chitinous Plating did finish up. Not sure how many Ultras, though. Maybe just this one? 2?
Okay, we need to have good splitting here from Cure, and so far the splitting I think has been pretty good. Can the Ultras possibly push in here? Muta's coming here from the top.
Oh my god, look at this. More Lings and Banes coming in. The just barely doesn't do it. There were so many mines in there as well. Oh my god, I think that Kier is going to be able to take out this base most likely.
Oh, hold on, these Banes are coming up now. He just needs to make sure these Banes don't connect with anything, and they do not.
Oh, he just barely can't hold on here. Kier with just enough.
Now there's one more set of Banelings coming out here. I don't think they'll be able to defend the hatchery in time. I think the hatchery is going to go down, but then if these Banes and Mutas don't do it, I don't know what will.
Yeah, very rough. Couple Ultras are going to hatch pretty soon. Not sure exactly where. Oh,
By the way,
man.
this goes to show you when Cure's really paying attention in these fights, GG, he will absolutely come out on top with perfect splitting. So that's it. Cure 2-0, a little bit of a grin on his face. But he's going to have to go up and face off against Zest. I'm really looking forward to that.
Not an easy one there. Impact, I think that game 2 was really exciting and really interesting, and he just barely died to that last attack. I wonder what would have happened if he could have just held that off and built his Ultralisk force a little bit. Really cool play, though. I quite enjoyed that style. Very refreshing.
Yeah. Again, though, I mean, if Impact is going to win today, I mean, you have to have your upgrades finishing. Both of them.
Both of them.
I don't know what else to say. I understand that we're going to see players make mistakes. We all make mistakes when we play, but to have the same devastating mistake twice in a row is pretty alarming.
You know, the great thing about mistakes is when you make them, you can learn. So now he's done that twice, and he can learn that twice not to do that.
It's the third game that he'll get to play today.
If he had the third game.
If we got a short break, we come back, the winner's match of Group C.